Singh here, and in this video I'd like to talk a little bit about Soundcloud. About 10 years ago my friend and I started a Keertan website, and we would record and edit and upload Keertan to our own self-hosted website. My friend actually owns a hosting company, and it's in that way that we developed our skills in editing, web design, social media, etc. Now about 5 years into this website, and it had grown globally, SoundCloud was kind of taken off, and a lot of our hardcore fans of the website were saying, join SoundCloud too so that we don't have to download MP3s. And by this point 4G was becoming mainstream, so people were just saying, instead of having to download and import into iTunes and having all sorts of syncing issues, why don't you just stick it on SoundCloud and anyone can stream from their car or wherever really. And we were reluctant because it's a duplication of work. We didn't have a control of what was going to happen to SoundCloud, and looking at the journey of Spotify and how it was a great free platform which eventually became subscription based. And don't get me wrong, Spotify's great with what they've done, but for posting Keertan on there it wasn't possible. Eventually we decided to go for it, and it was a very good decision in the end because it promoted the website a lot more, and a lot more people found out about it, and a lot more people listened to Keertan, which is the whole point of this project. Now a few years into that, we just seen some news a couple of days ago that SoundCloud are having some issues with funding. I'll leave a link in the description of the TechCrunch blog on this, but to 40% of the SoundCloud workforce were actually laid off, and the CEO stepped aside. And so this is worrying for the future of Keertan, in the sense that there's been this real development in how we record and upload Keertan. It's turned from the main maybe 5 or 10 websites globally into anyone pulling out their phone and recording Keertan and then just uploading it. And I'd like to take this opportunity in light of this news to ask the question that if you are one of those people, or if you know someone who does that, who records and uploads to SoundCloud, what would you do if SoundCloud was shut down? Do you have a backup of all your Keertan? And more importantly, do you have metadata, ID3 tagging connected to each individual MP3 track, so that if you did have a backup and you were to re-upload it, would you have a full history of each Keertani, the title, the album, or where the samagam or the Keertan took place and when, and perhaps some album work associated with that? In terms of capturing and preserving Keertan for this century, are we doing the best job we can? We're in 2017, it's not expensive to record Keertan to a high quality, that's another discussion. But in terms of preserving Keertan recordings for this generation, are we doing the best job we can? So in light of this news, with SoundCloud having funding troubles, and in recent years seeing it move towards ads and having a subscription option there, I wanted to just open up this discussion in this video. I actually will make a much more in-depth video about this and the future of recording Keertan. So it's just a call out really to the people who record Keertan and upload it, to be mindful that you're uploading to a server and a platform that we have no control over its future, and to have a backup, and to have a look at ID3 tagging and metadata, so that in that case you have a full record of all of your Keertan. And more importantly, thinking about the future generations in 100 and 150 years, people looking back and listening to this Keertan, they can actually see where and when that Keertan took place, and that might be quite valuable for them. Now, I have some big ideas for what I would like to see in the future of Keertan websites, and more to come in the future on Nerd Singh. If you enjoyed this video, or if you have something to share on this matter, please like the video and comment below. And if you're feeling nerdy, subscribe. See you next time. Nerd Singh out.